Hello friends, hope you all are doing good. So today's video is in continuation of my first 3 videos of series of video for improving your vocabulary and pronunciation by reading books. So I will be reading the chapters of any book and whatever hard words, vocabulary, difficult vocabularies will come in between. I will be sharing the meaning of those words. So I'll be discussing those vocabulary in between while reading the paragraphs or passages. I hope some of you might have watched my previous videos, but in case you haven't watched till my first 3 videos in this series, I will put the link on the I button above the this video. You can refer to that. So let's start the video of learning English vocabulary and pronunciation, chapter 2, part 2.
So let's start reading the passage. I was stunned by the object now resting in the palm of my hand. Now if you see this word stunned. Stunned means so shocked that one is temporarily unable to react. Means dang reh jana. So I was stunned by the object now resting in the palm of my hand. For the golf ball carried an inscription. Now if you see this word inscription, inscription means words that are written or cut on something. Words that are written or cut on something is inscription. So इस सेंटेंस को अगर हम देखें तो उस गोल्फ बॉल पे कुछ इंस्क्रिप्शन थे, कुछ वर्ड्स क्या थे वो होंगे, वो लिखे हैं यहाँ पे, टू जूलियन ऑन योर 50th birthday, a golden golf ball for the man who has it all. It was signed, your friend always, Peter. How did the young man get this ball? I had given it to my former golfing partner, Julian Mantle, a few years ago. Julian had been a legend in the business world and one of the few friends I had been able to keep over the years. A man with an absolutely brilliant mind, he was widely acknowledged as one of the finest lawyers in the country. Unlike me, he had come from money, his grandfather being a prominent senator and his father a highly respected judge of the federal court. Now if you see this word prominent, prominent means important, famous. So grandfather being a prominent senator means he's famous. He was famous. Groomed for success at an early age, Julian graduated number 1 in his class at Harvard Law School and then landed a coveted position with a spectacularly successful law firm. So this word is coveted position. So for coveted, I have already explained this vocabulary in my previous video. So coveted position means pratisthit pad, spectacularly shandar. He rose to national prominence within a few short years and his blue chip client list included multi-billion-dollar corporations, major sports team and even leading governments. If you see this word national prominence, national prominence का मतलब होता है राष्ट्रीय प्रमुखता. In his heyday, he managed a team of 85 talented lawyers and won a string of legal victories, which to this day causes me to marvel. Now if you see in this sentence, we have got a very unique vocabulary, heyday. Heyday, victories, marvel. Now heyday means आनंद का समय, उमंग का समय. In his heyday. A string of legal victory means विजय and marvel. Marvel का मतलब होता है causes me to marvel means अचंभा, हैरत, marvel. Income well into the seven figures, he had everything anyone could want. A mansion in a tony neighborhood favored by celebrities, a private jet, a summer home on a tropical island, and his most prized possession of all, a shiny red Ferrari parked in the center of his driveway. But, like me, Julian had his flaws. Mansion का मतलब होता है हवेली, possession मतलब उसका अधिकार, और इनसे हमें ये मीनिंग पता चले। अब मैं आपको एक बार बता देती हूँ कि हमारे को अभी तक कितने वोकैबुलरी वर्ड्स मिल गए हैं। स्टंड, इंस्क्रिप्शन, प्रोमिनेंट, coveted position, spectacularly, national prominence, heyday, victories, marvel, mansion, possession. He worked like a fiend, regularly working through the night and then catching a few hours of sleep on the couch in his Prince Corner office before beginning the daily grind all over again. So if you see the word fiend, इसका मतलब होता है an enthusiast or devotee of a particular thing. So we can say like he was a hard worker, and he always devote lots of time in a particular thing. So basically fiend means an enthusiast or devotee of a particular thing. I loved playing golf with him. He was hardly ever available. I mostly heard the same excuse from his executive assistant. I'm sorry, Mr. Franklin. Mr. Mental will not be able to join you for golf this week due to an emergency that has come up on one of his cases. He does apologize. The man pushed himself relentlessly and over time lost most of his friends along with his once sympathetic wife. Now relentlessly का मतलब होता है लगातार, और sympathetic का मतलब होता है सहानुभूति. So I honestly thought Julian had a death wish or something. Not only did he work far too hard, he lived far too hard. He was well known for his late night visits to the city's finest restaurants with young fashion models, for his reckless drinking escapades with a rowdy band of cronies. Now, if we see the meaning of escapade, the act or incident involving excitement. You can call it as adventure. Its synonym is adventure, with a rowdy band of cronies which often ended up in fights and were splashed across the newspapers the next day. Despite his statements to the contrary, Julian Mental was digging himself into an early grave. I knew it. The lawyers at his firm knew it, and deep within his soul, I think he knew it. I watched Julian's steady decline with a feeling of sadness. At the age of 53, he looked as if he was in his late 70s. The constant stress and strain of his hard-driving lifestyle wreaked havoc on him physically, transforming his face to a mass of wrinkles. So wreaked havoc means होता है कहर टूट पड़ा उसके ऊपर, कहर टूट पड़ना. The late night dinners in expensive French restaurants, smoking thick Cuban cigars and driving cognac had left him embarrassingly overweight, and he constantly complained that he was sick and tired of being sick and tired. Embarrassingly का मतलब होता है शर्मिंदा करने वाला. So over time he lost his once wicked sense of humor and rarely laughed. So wicked sense of humor, it means someone likes to make jokes that could be considered offensive. A time eventually came when he stopped playing golf, even though I knew he loved the sport as well as our outings together. With all the work on his plate, Julian even stopped calling me. I knew he needed my friendship as much as I welcomed his, but I guess he just didn't care. The tragedy struck, the great Julian mental. Now, the meaning tragedy struck means if something such as an uh, illness or something or disaster strikes suddenly happens. So the tragedy struck the great Julian mental one Monday morning. In the middle of the packed courtroom where Julian was arguing a case for one of his best corporate clients, Air Atlantic, he collapsed. Amid the frenzied screams of his paralegal and the clicking cameras of the media that were present. Amid means होता है बीच में. Frenzied means क्रोधित. Screams चिल्लाना. Julian was rushed to the hospital. On arrival, he was diagnosed as having suffered a massive heart attack and was rushed into coronary care unit. Diagnosed matlab identify the nature of illness by examination of the symptoms. Massive heart attack. Massive means very serious. The cardiologist said Julian was as close to death as any patient he had ever seen, but somehow he survived. The doctor said Julian was a fighter and seemed to have a heroic will to live. That sad episode changed Julian profoundly. Profoundly means gambhirta purvak. The very next day he announced he was leaving the practice of law for good. I had heard through the grapevine that Julian had headed off to India on some kind of expedition. Grapevine I have already discussed with you in my previous video. Expedition means a journey undertaken by a group of people with a particular purpose, especially that for exploration. He told one of his partner he needed some answers and hoped he would find them in that ancient land that had over the centuries gathered such great wisdom. In a striking act of closure, Julian had sold his mansion, his jet, and his private island. However, it was his final gesture before departing that was his most unexpected. Julian sold the Ferrari that he loved so much. So gesture means हो जाता है a movement of part of the body, especially a hand of the head, an express of idea or meaning. So इसके दोनों मीनिंग होते हैं, बट यहाँ पे अगर है तो ये हो जाएगा to express an idea. My thoughts quickly returned to the young stranger in the monk's robes, now standing in the center of my office, still smiling and still wearing the hood over the thick mop of brown hair. How did you get this gold-plated golf ball? I asked in a quiet tone. I gave this to a dear friend of mine a few years ago as a gift for a very special birthday. I know you did, replied the visitor, and he really appreciated your gesture. And might I ask how you would know that? I persisted. Because I am the dear friend. I am Julian Mental. Persist matlab continue. So, guys, I have almost read the 2 pages, and now I will quickly share all the words which we have got in these pages. Stunt, inscription, prominent, spectacularly, coveted position, national prominence, heyday, victories, marvel, mansion, possession, find, couch, apologize, relentlessly, sympathetic, study, declines, stress, wreaked havoc, embarrassingly, wicked sense of humor, tragedy struck, frenzied, diagnosed, massive, survived, profoundly, announce, grapevine, expedition, mention, gesture, persisted. So guys, I'll give you all the vocabulary words in description box. So guys, I hope you have liked today's video, and if you have liked it and if you find it useful, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe to my channel, because I will be sharing more videos in this series of reading passages and paragraph to enhance your vocabulary and pronunciation. So thanks for watching, guys. I will meet with you with again a new passage and new paragraph in this series. Thanks for watching.